The Dehancer Pro OFX plugin is a film enhancement plugin for video editing and photo editing that makes your video production pop. Now, the team at Dehancer reached out to me and asked if I could check this out for them and give my honest opinion and share it with my subscribers and followers on social media, and I obliged. No money has changed hands. I'm just giving my honest view and what I think of this film enhancement tool and how I think it might benefit you, especially if you're doing something around media creation, content creation from day to day. As a person, I make videos and sometimes I just want to add some effect. I'm not a great color grading person. I don't even know how to color grade, to be honest. I'm going to say that for sure. And of course, if I don't know how to color grade, I probably do not know how to even add film effects to videos. But then, trying out this plugin for my DaVinci Resolve video editing, I realized I could actually do that in just a couple of clicks. And you can try this out for yourself by clicking the link in the video description or pinned comment. I will put the link to get one right there for you. And of course, if you follow my coupon code, you get 10% off the product. That is the only thing in this video. Now, one thing about it is you can have effects like film grain, film effects, vignette, elation, and many other effects actually added to your video with just a couple of clicks. And I'll show you how this is done in DaVinci Resolve. Although this plugin is available for Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, Photoshop, even if you're using the photo plugins, and it's really super duper nice for use that way. Now, let me show you how I do this in DaVinci Resolve. In my DaVinci Resolve editing window here, I have two clips. One that I recorded with a normal camera profile with no flat profile, with no S-Log, whatever. And I have another clip that is recorded in a flat camera profile using the HDR PQ effect on my Canon R50 camera. And these are the two clips I'll be working with in this demo and actually show you how that really works out. So the first clip here and the second clip right here, they look pretty similar. I showed them on the same day in the same lighting conditions, just with very different video settings. And what I will do now is that I will go ahead and add effects to it. So what I'll do over here, I've already installed the Dehancer application on my computer and I've already activated my license, so you can follow the guide to actually do that. And I've downloaded the default profile. So if we go over to the color tab here, I'll start with the general normal profile shoot. So even if you don't shoot your footage in S-Log mode or flat profile mode, you are still good to go. So I'll start with this one here. So what I need to do is add a node, and I'll have the serial node here. So all the editing you want to do, all the color grading and effects you want to add should be on the last node of your effect. You must have done all your color grading and other effects you want to put before you put the answer. That is the recommended way. So all I need to do in this stage now is drag over the Dehancer Pro OFX plugin onto that node, and you can see right out of the box the effect it gives it. This actually really looks good out of the box, to be honest. That is my personal opinion. And you see, if I disable it, it goes back to normal profile. If I enable it, goes back to that filmic profile. And the film grain effect is on right here. And I think also the film effect is on. And you can see the profile of the films you can pick out. There's the Canon one, there's the Fujifilm one, there's the Kodak one, and just a whole lot that you can pick out from. So for now, I'm going to disable just the film one and just enable grain, so you can see how that looks out of the box. If I zoom in a little bit on my face, you can see how that really looks. So if I disable, you see that? And if I enable, you see that grain coming onto my face? That is that effect right there. So let me re-enable it, maybe even disable grain and enable just film. You see how that really looks? So it makes me like 1980-ish in the face. Re-enable film grain and I'll zoom back out so you can see the entire video effect. But of course, I mainly just want to do this so you can see the effect on the face. You can do many effects like that on your video, and that is what that really looks like. And if I go to the flat profile here, now this, if you look up here, you can see the profile is on Rec 709. That is the default profile. Most people, I think, will shoot on, except if you really want to do the color grading stuff right there. Now you can see I didn't have to do so much of moving the color wheels and everything. I just clicked and then it's set, and you can adjust the lens options right here if you want to do a little bit more effect. Now, if I go over to the one I shot in HDR mode and I add another serial node, go over add a serial node, and I drag the plugin onto it. So before I do anything else on this, I need to change this from Rec 709 to a camera profile, so it tries to do the auto color correction for me. So I go on here and I go choose camera, and I select the Canon camera. So if you're using an iPhone also, you can select the Apple and then select the Apple profile you're using. You can do all that stuff, but I'm using the Canon camera right here. And although I'm using the Canon R50, the closest one I could see to my R50 is the R5. They probably have the same color profile set for them, so that is what that looks like. If I disable all other plugins, you can see that's all other features rather. You can see right out of the box, I get my color set fine for me, and that really looks just nice. What else can I do with it? Of course, I can modify I shot in, I need to make this C-log, whatever. I just make the C-log neutral. You can see all the changes I can make right there. And then, of course, if I go ahead now and enable film, I can even go this one here right here, film developer, and you can modify the contrast settings and all that, but I'll disable it just for now. Just in a few couple of clicks, I don't have to move anything down here. I'm able to get nice effects from my camera and my footage, just making it super duper nice right out of the box. You can see, I think this is the one I should have been using. And then it's just super duper nice to see. I can add film grain now. And of course, I can increase the intensity of the film grain if I want to see how that changes, adding more filmic grain to my footage. I'll just leave it at the default level. And then of course, I can also add effects. Film damage is also one more thing you can add. I don't know so much about that. Film breadth, overscan, vignettes. Emulation is one of the ones I actually saw that I think is really super nice to sort of add this halo effect on the subject you're trying to work with. But of course, it's not something I think I need to zoom into. You can actually see how that feels. You see how that really changes, adding some yellowish effects on the face. And it just comes in really nice to be able to add those effects with just a couple of clicks. I feel like now I'm actually a color grader, although I'm not really, but this plugin just gives me that out of the box. So as I mentioned, you can check this out if that's something you really want to try out, to get a 2 weeks trial. And then if you decide to become a paid customer, use my coupon code DARA or LADAKBO, so you can get 10% off the license you're getting, which I think is really super duper nice. So, and I say thank you for Dehancer for actually making this plugin available, although of course it's not sponsored. But making this, I actually never knew I could do this until they reached out to me, and I was like, oh, this is actually really super duper cool. So that's generally it. And of course, there's also the iOS application. I've downloaded it, and the first thing that you need to do is actually download the profiles for your mobile phone, and this is available on iPhone and iPads if you want to do it. Currently not available for Android. I don't know the plans are released for Android in the future if you want to do this on an Android device, but it's something I think that'll be worth doing. So profiles downloaded, just validating now. And allow full access to my library, and then I can choose one of my video footage. I'll pick this one out, and then I can start just adding effects right out of the box. Color implosion, you can see that right out of the box. Agfa color, abro type, green normal. You can just do all these nice things right out of the box with it without actually having to do so much dragging, dropping, and doing stuff. There's a lot of things you can do with it. And of course, if you wanted to activate your license, you can also decide to go ahead and do that. So you can see the color chart also if you put that on top of it to see all the color areas, which I think is really super duper nice. And of course, if you want to share export this. Oh, it's exporting the profile actually. That's what I clicked. If I want to share my video, I can go for any of this license option. I get 1 week free trial anyway, so I can set to do that for this purpose. You know what? Let's get a 1 week trial. Okay, purchase successful. And then see the watermark is gone. So I can go ahead. If I add a video where my face was actually showing, I could go ahead and add that. But right now, oh, I have this photo here I could make do with. You see, I could add effects on my photos if I wanted to. Really super duper nice. And then of course I can export those, save to the gallery. Boom, all done without having to do so much modifications. I think this is really super duper good. Right, so that's generally what I think about the Dehancer. I think it's nice for someone like me who is not a professional color mixer for videos and photos. It makes sense for me to have this kind of plugin because I can do a whole lot without having to actually master the trade. And then in the future, if I decide to go master the trade, it makes me even use the tool much better to give me all the stuff. And one other cool thing I almost forgot to share is that all this mixing I've done, all this color grading I've done, I can then go ahead and export this as a lookup table. So I can export the lots and then I can apply it many times over in my footage, which I think is really super duper nice. It's something that makes a lot of sense for usage. And I think that's generally it for this video. I'll stop recording the video here because I think I've exhausted most of the things I wanted to talk about into this video. And if you derive any value from this video really and you want to check it out, remember I'll put a link in the video description and also as a pinned comment for you to check out when you're ready. And till I come your way again with another video, I say stay safe and goodbye.